Picture this. You wake up to a home that knows exactly how you like your coffee. Your fridge orders groceries before you even realize you're out, and your car drives itself while you catch up on emails. This isn't science fiction, it's your life in the age of artificial intelligence. Right now, behind the scenes, AI is rewriting the rules of what's possible at a speed that would have seemed unimaginable just 10 years ago. From curing diseases we thought were unbeatable to creating art that moves us to tears, artificial intelligence isn't just changing our world, it's redefining what it means to be human. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on 25 groundbreaking AI innovations that will reshape every aspect of our future. These aren't distant dreams, they're real technologies being developed in labs and startups around the world right now. Some will make your life easier, some will challenge everything you thought you knew, and a few might just blow your mind. Whether it's robots with human-like dexterity, AI that designs life-saving drugs in days instead of years, or technology that lets you control devices with your thoughts, the future isn't coming, it's already here. Stick with us because by the end of this journey, you'll see how these innovations will touch your life in ways you never expected, and you might just walk away with a whole new vision of tomorrow. Now let's step into a world where robots aren't just tools, they're partners. Imagine a machine that doesn't just vacuum your floors or assemble cars, but can cook dinner, fold laundry, and even care for your grandparents. This is the promise of general-purpose robots, and it's closer than you think. Take Tesla's Optimus, for example. What started as a humanoid prototype is now learning to navigate real-world environments, handling tasks that require the kind of adaptability we once thought only humans could master. These robots aren't programmed for one job, they're designed to learn, improvise, and tackle everything from stocking shelves to assisting surgeons. In healthcare, picture a robot that can lift patients safely, monitor vital signs, or even perform delicate procedures with precision beyond human hands. Hospitals are already testing these assistants to ease staff shortages and reduce errors. Over in manufacturing, general-purpose robots are revolutionizing factories. Instead of bulky, single-task machines, these agile workers can switch between assembling electronics, packaging goods, and quality control, all without retooling. And in our homes, think of a helper that adapts to your routines, whether it's tutoring your kids in math or fixing a leaky faucet by watching a tutorial mid-task. The timeline is thrilling. While early models are already in controlled trials, experts predict we'll see mass adoption in homes within the next decade. But here's what's truly groundbreaking. These robots aren't just replacing labor, they're redefining collaboration. Instead of taking jobs, they're handling the dangerous, repetitive, or physically demanding work, freeing humans to focus on creativity, care, and connection. The age of robots as clumsy, single-purpose machines is ending. Welcome to the era of machines that learn, adapt, and work alongside us, changing not just what we can do, but what it means to be human. Now let's shift our gaze from robots that move like us to machines that create like us. Artificial intelligence is no longer just crunching numbers, it's painting masterpieces, composing music, and even writing poetry. Tools like DALL-E 3 and MidJourney are turning simple text prompts into breathtaking visuals, blurring the line between human and machine creativity. Picture this, a marketer types a futuristic cityscape at sunset, and seconds later, the AI generates a hyper-detailed image ready for an ad campaign. Or a filmmaker sketches a storyboard by describing scenes to an AI, saving weeks of manual work. But the impact goes beyond convenience. AI is democratizing art, letting anyone regardless of skill bring their wildest ideas to life. Fashion designers are using these tools to prototype avant-garde clothing lines in minutes, while indie game developers generate entire worlds without hiring an art team. Even Hollywood is experimenting, like the short film The Crow, that used AI to animate a script written by a machine. Yet with great power comes great debate. Who owns AI-generated art? Courts are wrestling with copyright claims as artists protest their work being used to train these systems without consent. Some fear AI could devalue human creativity, while others see it as a collaborator enhancing, not replacing, the artist's touch. Love it or hate it, one thing's clear: AI-generated art is here to stay, reshaping industries from advertising to entertainment. And this is just the beginning. As these tools evolve, they'll challenge our very definition of creativity, pushing us to reimagine what's possible when machines don't just assist, but inspire. Now, let's take a ride into the future of transportation. While artificial intelligence is transforming creativity, it's also revolutionizing how we move from point A to point B. Self-driving cars, once the stuff of science fiction, are now navigating our streets with increasing sophistication. Companies like Waymo and Tesla are leading this charge, with vehicles that can interpret complex traffic patterns, make split-second decisions, and even predict pedestrian movements before they happen. The implications are staggering. Imagine a world where 90% of traffic accidents disappear overnight, because that's what could happen when human error is removed from the equation. These autonomous systems don't get distracted, don't drive drunk, and don't speed. They're constantly learning from millions of miles of collective driving data, becoming safer with every trip. Cities of the future might look radically different too, with fewer parking lots as cars drop us off and move on to their next passenger, and narrower streets since precision driving reduces the need for wide lane. But it's not all smooth driving ahead. There are tough ethical questions we're still grappling with. How should a self-driving car choose between two bad outcomes in an unavoidable crash? Who's responsible when something goes wrong, the manufacturer, the software developer, or the owner? Regulatory frameworks are scrambling to keep up with the technology, with different countries taking wildly different approaches to testing and deployment. Recent milestones show just how far we've come. Waymo's robotaxis are already operating without safety drivers in parts of Phoenix, while Tesla's full self-driving mode continues to evolve through over-the-air updates. Yet hurdles remain, from unpredictable weather conditions to the challenge of creating systems that can handle every possible edge case on the road. What's clear is that autonomous vehicles aren't just changing how we drive. They're poised to transform our cities, our laws, and even our relationship with personal transportation. The road ahead is exciting, but it's one we'll need to navigate carefully as society adapts to this revolutionary technology. Now, let's shift gears from the roads to the labs, where artificial intelligence is rewriting the rules of medicine. Picture this: discovering a life-saving drug in months instead of decades. That's the power AI brings to drug development, where tools like DeepMind's AlphaFold are cracking biological puzzles that once took scientists lifetimes to solve. By predicting how proteins fold, a process critical to understanding diseases, AlphaFold has already mapped nearly every known protein structure, giving researchers an unprecedented head start in designing targeted treatments. The impact is staggering. Take halicin, the first antibiotic discovered by artificial intelligence. While traditional methods might take years to screen thousands of compounds, AI analyzed millions of molecular combinations in days, identifying a molecule that fights drug-resistant bacteria, a breakthrough humans might have missed entirely. This isn't just about speed, it's about precision. Artificial intelligence can spot subtle patterns in genetic data to predict which drug candidates will work for specific populations, paving the way for personalized medicine tailored to your unique biology. Imagine a future where your prescription isn't based on averages, but on algorithms analyzing your DNA, lifestyle, and even gut microbiome. Artificial intelligence could one day design bespoke cancer therapies that adapt as tumors mutate or create vaccines for emerging viruses before they become pandemics. Companies like In Silico Medicine are already using artificial intelligence to generate entirely new drug molecules, compressing a process that typically costs billions and takes over a decade into a matter of months. Yet challenges remain. While artificial intelligence excels at finding patterns, validating these discoveries through clinical trials still requires human expertise and time. Regulatory bodies are racing to establish frameworks for AI-assisted drugs, balancing innovation with safety. And there's the ethical question of access. Will these accelerated treatments reach everyone or only those who can afford them? What's undeniable is that artificial intelligence is dismantling the bottlenecks in drug discovery. From slashing research timelines to resurrecting abandoned treatments by finding new applications, this technology isn't just changing how we develop medicine, it's expanding what we believe is possible in healing the human body. The next miracle drug might not come from a lab bench but from lines of code. Now, let's take a leap from medicine into the realm of science fiction turned reality. Imagine controlling a computer or even a robotic arm with just your thoughts. This isn't a scene from a futuristic movie, it's happening right now with brain-computer interfaces. Companies like Neuralink are pioneering this technology, creating devices that bridge the gap between the human brain and machines. These tiny implants, often no larger than a coin, can read neural signals and translate them into actions, offering hope to people with paralysis or neurological disorders. The medical applications are nothing short of revolutionary. Patients who have lost the ability to move their limbs can now type messages, play video games, or even grasp objects using robotic arms, all powered by their thoughts. Early trials have shown paralyzed individuals regaining some independence, like sipping coffee through a robotic arm controlled by their mind, but the potential goes far beyond restoring mobility. Researchers are exploring how these interfaces could treat conditions like epilepsy, depression, or Parkinson's by directly modulating brain activity. Now, let's venture into the truly futuristic. What if you could communicate telepathically? Brain-computer interfaces might one day enable direct mind-to-mind conversations, bypassing speech altogether. Imagine sending a thought or emotion to someone else instantly without saying a word. While this sounds like fantasy, experiments have already demonstrated basic thought transmission between individuals using these systems. The implications are staggering, from silent battlefield communication to entirely new forms of human connection. Yet with great power comes great ethical dilemmas. Who owns your thoughts if they can be digitally recorded? Could hackers one day access your neural data? And what happens if this technology widens the gap between those who can afford enhancements and those who can't? Privacy concerns are paramount, as brain data is arguably the most personal information imaginable. Regulatory bodies are scrambling to establish guidelines, but the pace of innovation often outstrips policy. Brain-computer interfaces blur the line between human and machine in ways we're only beginning to understand. They promise to heal, to enhance, and to redefine what it means to communicate. But as we stand on the brink of this new frontier, one thing is clear: the future of the human mind may be more interconnected than we ever dreamed possible. Shifting gears from the mind-bending possibilities of brain-computer interfaces, let's explore how artificial intelligence is quietly revolutionizing something far more familiar: education. Picture a classroom where every student gets a personal tutor, one that adapts to their unique learning style in real time. That's the promise of AI-powered education, where platforms like Conmago are turning this vision into reality. These systems analyze how a student solves problems where they struggle, and even when they lose focus, then tailor lessons to keep them engaged and progressing at their own pace. Gone are the days of one-size-fits-all teaching. AI tutors don't just deliver information, they listen, respond, and even predict when a concept might be too challenging. Imagine a child struggling with fractions. Instead of moving on with the rest of the class, their AI tutor slows down, offers alternative explanations, or serves up interactive games to reinforce the idea. This isn't hypothetical. Schools piloting these tools report dramatic improvements, with students mastering material twice as fast in some cases, but the impact goes beyond individual learning. Automated grading systems are freeing teachers from hours of paperwork, letting them focus on what humans do best: mentoring and inspiring. Essays, math problems, even complex coding assignments can now be evaluated by artificial intelligence with startling accuracy. Critics worried early versions might miss nuance, but advances in natural language processing allow these systems to assess creativity, logic, and clarity almost as well as human educators. Perhaps most exciting is AI's potential to bridge global education gaps. In remote villages where qualified teachers are scarce, solar-powered tablets with AI tutors are bringing world-class instruction to children who'd otherwise be left behind. Language barriers crumble as real-time translation lets a student in rural Kenya learn calculus from a virtual professor originally teaching in Mandarin. The United Nations estimates tools like these could help over 260 million out-of-school children access education within the next decade. Of course, challenges remain. Not every community has reliable internet, and some worry about over-reliance on technology. But when AI can identify a struggling student before they fail, provide endless patience to those who need extra help, and make elite education accessible to anyone with a smartphone, it's hard not to see this as one of artificial intelligence's most hopeful transformations. The classroom of the future isn't just smarter, it's fairer, more flexible, and finally able to meet every learner exactly where they are. Now, let's turn our attention to one of the most urgent challenges of our time: climate change, and how artificial intelligence is stepping up as a powerful ally. Imagine a world where we can predict devastating storms months in advance or optimize renewable energy grids to slash carbon emissions. That's not science fiction. AI is already making it happen. Take Google's flood forecasting system, for example. By analyzing vast amounts of weather data, satellite imagery, and historical patterns, artificial intelligence can now predict floods with startling accuracy, giving communities critical time to evacuate or prepare. In places like India and Bangladesh, where floods displace millions, these AI-driven alerts have become lifesavers, reducing casualties by as much as 20% in some regions. But it doesn't stop there. AI is also revolutionizing how we manage renewable energy. Traditional power grids struggle with the unpredictability of solar and wind energy, but machine learning algorithms can forecast sunlight and wind patterns down to the hour, balancing supply and demand in real time. Companies like AutoGrid use artificial intelligence to optimize energy distribution, reducing waste and cutting costs for consumers. In pilot cities, these smart grids have boosted renewable energy usage by over 30%, proving that a greener future isn't just possible, it's already underway. Perhaps most groundbreaking is AI's role in carbon capture. Startups are now deploying machine learning to design materials that absorb carbon dioxide from the air more efficiently than ever before. These AI-generated solutions could help us pull billions of tons of CO2 from the atmosphere, buying precious time in the fight against global warming. Of course, AI isn't a magic bullet. It relies on quality data, and its energy consumption raises questions about sustainability. But when the stakes are this high, harnessing artificial intelligence to predict disasters, optimize clean energy, and even reverse pollution might be one of humanity's smartest moves yet. The planet's future could depend on it. Now, let's shift gears to something a little closer to home: your daily routine. Picture an assistant that doesn't just respond to your commands but anticipates your needs before you even ask. This is the promise of hyper-personalized artificial intelligence assistants, and they're light years ahead of the basic voice helpers we're used to. Think about the last time you forgot a doctor's appointment or struggled to negotiate a cable bill. Future AI assistants won't just remind you, they'll book the appointment for you, find the best time slot based on your calendar, and even haggle with your service provider to lower your bill. Companies like OpenAI are already testing prototypes that learn your habits, preferences, and even your tone of voice to handle tasks seamlessly. Imagine an assistant that knows you're running late for work and texts your boss with a polite excuse, all without you lifting a finger. But here's the catch. The more these assistants know about us, the more privacy concerns arise. Every detail they memorize, from your medical history to your spending habits, could be a goldmine for advertisers or a vulnerability if hacked. Striking the right balance between convenience and security is the next big challenge. Some startups are experimenting with decentralized AI, where your data stays on your device instead of being uploaded to the cloud, giving you more control. The potential is staggering. These assistants could become our digital confidants, managing our schedules, filtering our emails, and even offering emotional support during stressful days. But as they evolve, so will the debates over how much we're willing to trade for convenience. One thing's certain: the era of waiting for Siri to misunderstand your request is coming to an end. The future of AI assistants isn't just smart, it's almost psychic. Now, let's step into the fascinating yet controversial world of artificial intelligence-generated synthetic media. Imagine watching a movie where your favorite actor speaks flawless Spanish without ever learning the language, or an advertisement where a long-retired athlete endorses a product as if they were still in their prime. This is the power of deepfake technology, and it's reshaping industries while raising serious ethical questions. On one hand, synthetic media is revolutionizing entertainment and marketing. Film studios can now dub movies with perfect lip syncing, eliminating the awkward mismatches that pull audiences out of the story. Brands are creating hyper-realistic ads with virtual influencers, or even bringing historical figures back to life for campaigns. The creative possibilities seem endless. Imagine Shakespeare delivering his monologues in modern slang, or a deceased musician releasing a new album with their AI-replicated voice. But there's a darker side. Deepfakes have become a tool for spreading misinformation, from fabricated political speeches to fake celebrity scandals. The line between reality and fiction blurs, making it harder to trust what we see and hear. In response, tech companies are racing to develop detection tools. Startups like Deep Trace and academic projects are using artificial intelligence to spot subtle inconsistencies in synthetic videos, unnatural blinking, odd lighting, or mismatched audio. Governments and platforms are also working on ethical frameworks, debating how to regulate this technology without stifling innovation. The challenge lies in balancing creativity with responsibility. While synthetic media can democratize storytelling and preserve cultural heritage, unchecked misuse could erode public trust. Some propose watermarking AI-generated content, while others advocate for strict legal consequences for malicious deepfakes. One thing is clear: this technology is here to stay, and how we handle its double-edged potential will shape the future of media, politics, and even personal identity. As we navigate this new landscape, the question isn't just what artificial intelligence can create, but what we're willing to accept as real. The next innovation might just redefine truth itself. Now let's shift gears to something that sounds like science fiction but is very real: quantum artificial intelligence. Picture this: a computer so powerful it can solve problems in seconds that would take traditional supercomputers thousands of years. That's the promise of quantum computing, and when you combine it with artificial intelligence, the possibilities become mind-blowing. Quantum artificial intelligence takes machine learning to a whole new level. Traditional computers use bits, zeros, and ones to process information, but quantum computers use qubits, which can be both 0 and 1 at the same time thanks to a phenomenon called superposition. This means they can explore countless solutions simultaneously, making them perfect for tackling complex challenges like optimizing global supply chains, discovering new materials, or even cracking encryption. Take logistics, for example. Companies like FedEx or Amazon could use quantum artificial intelligence to calculate the most efficient delivery routes in real time, saving billions in fuel and reducing carbon emissions. In material science, researchers are already using it to simulate new superconductors or battery designs at an atomic level, speeding up discoveries that could revolutionize energy storage. Google made headlines with its quantum supremacy experiment, where its Sycamore processor solved a problem in 200 seconds that would have taken the world's fastest supercomputer 10,000 years. While this was a narrow test, it proved quantum computing's potential. Now, companies are racing to find practical applications, from drug discovery to financial modeling. The future of quantum artificial intelligence is still unfolding, but one thing is certain: it's set to supercharge innovation in ways we're only beginning to imagine. The next breakthrough might just come from a machine that thinks in dimensions beyond our own. Now, let's turn our attention to something deeply personal yet universally relevant: the role of artificial intelligence in mental health. Imagine having a therapist available anytime, anywhere, ready to listen without judgment. That's the promise of AI-powered mental health tools, and they're already making waves in ways you might not expect. Take chatbots like Wobot, for example. These digital companions use cognitive behavioral therapy techniques to help users manage anxiety, depression, and stress. They're available 24/7, offering immediate support when human therapists might be out of reach. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. Artificial intelligence can now analyze speech patterns, word choices, and even vocal tones to detect signs of depression or PTSD, sometimes with startling accuracy. Researchers have found that subtle cues in how someone speaks, like longer pauses or changes in pitch, can reveal mental health struggles long before traditional methods catch them. Of course, this raises big questions. Can a machine truly replace the empathy and intuition of a human therapist? Many argue that while AI excels at spotting patterns and offering quick interventions, it lacks the warmth and personal connection that healing often requires. That's why the future likely lies in hybrid models where AI handles initial screenings and routine check-ins, freeing up human professionals to focus on deeper, more complex cases. Already, clinics are experimenting with these blended approaches. An AI might flag a patient's worsening symptoms from a voice analysis, prompting a therapist to step in earlier. Or it could provide coping exercises between sessions, keeping progress on track. The goal isn't to replace humans, but to amplify their impact, making mental health care more accessible and proactive. As this technology evolves, one thing is clear: artificial intelligence won't just change how we treat mental health, it could reshape how we understand the mind itself. And in a world where mental well-being is more crucial than ever, that's a breakthrough worth talking about. Now, let's step into the fields where artificial intelligence is quietly revolutionizing how we grow our food. Picture this: self-driving tractors plowing fields with pinpoint accuracy, drones scanning crops for signs of disease before the human eye can spot them, and vertical farms where AI adjusts every drop of water and ray of light to maximize yield. This isn't science fiction, it's the future of agriculture, and it's already here. Take self-driving tractors, for example. These machines use GPS and real-time data to navigate fields, planting seeds or applying fertilizer with zero waste. They don't get tired, they don't make mistakes, and they can work around the clock. The result: higher productivity with fewer resources. Then there are drones equipped with hyperspectral cameras. They fly over crops, analyzing plant health down to the leaf level. If a disease or nutrient deficiency is detected, farmers get an alert, sometimes days or even weeks before visible symptoms appear. That early warning can save entire harvests, but perhaps the most game-changing innovation is AI-powered vertical farming. In these high-tech indoor farms, crops grow in stacked layers under LED lights, with artificial intelligence controlling everything from humidity to nutrient levels. The system learns and adapts, using less water than traditional farming, up to 95% less in some cases. And because these farms can operate in cities, they slash transportation costs and carbon emissions, bringing fresh produce closer to where it's needed most. The implications are enormous, with a global population expected to hit 9 billion by 2050, and climate change threatening traditional farming. AI-driven agriculture could be the key to avoiding food shortages. It's not just about doing more with less, it's about reimagining how we feed the world sustainably. From reducing water waste to cutting pesticide use, these technologies aren't just innovations, they're necessities. And as they spread, they'll transform not just farms, but the very future of food itself. Now, let's shift gears from farms to courtrooms, where artificial intelligence is reshaping the very foundations of legal practice. Imagine a world where tedious contract reviews that once took hours are completed in minutes, or where algorithms can predict case outcomes with startling accuracy. This isn't some distant future, it's happening right now, and it's transforming how justice is delivered. Take contract analysis, for example. AI-powered tools like eBrevia or Logiques can scan thousands of pages in seconds, flagging inconsistencies, risks, or even suggesting better clauses. Lawyers no longer need to drown in paperwork. Instead, they can focus on strategy and client care. These tools aren't just fast, they're precise, reducing human error and saving firms countless billable hours. But the real game changer lies in predictive analytics. Platforms like Lex Machina analyze historical case data to forecast how a judge might rule or how long a lawsuit could drag on. For small firms or individuals who can't afford high-powered legal teams, this levels the playing field. Suddenly, access to justice isn't just for the wealthy, it's within reach for more people. Of course, there's a flip side. Algorithms learn from past data, and if that data reflects biases like harsher sentences for certain demographics, the AI might perpetuate those flaws. Courts in some places have already faced backlash for using risk assessment tools that unfairly target marginalized communities. The challenge: ensuring these technologies are transparent and auditable, so fairness isn't sacrificed for efficiency. The stakes are high. When used responsibly, AI could democratize legal services, making them faster, cheaper, and more equitable. But without guardrails, we risk baking old injustices into new systems. One thing's certain: the legal profession will never be the same. Whether you're a lawyer, a client, or just someone who cares about justice, this revolution affects us all, and it's just getting started. Now, let's launch from the courtroom to the cosmos, where artificial intelligence is pushing the boundaries of space exploration like never before. Picture this: a rover on Mars, millions of miles from Earth, making split-second decisions without waiting for human input. That's exactly what NASA's Perseverance rover does, using AI to navigate treacherous terrain and even select rocks for sampling, all on its own. This isn't just convenience, it's necessity. With signals taking up to 20 minutes to travel between Earth and Mars, AI gives these machines the autonomy they need to thrive in the harshest environments. But it's not just about rovers. SpaceX's Falcon 9 rockets use AI to land themselves with pinpoint accuracy, transforming what was once science fiction into routine reality. These autonomous systems calculate wind speed, trajectory, and fuel levels in real time, making adjustments faster than any human could. The result: reusable rockets that slash the cost of space travel, opening the door to more ambitious missions. Then there's the hunt for alien worlds. AI sifts through mountains of data from telescopes like Kepler, identifying distant exoplanets that might harbor life. Traditional methods would take years to analyze this information, but machine learning algorithms spot patterns in days, like the discovery of Kepler 186f, an Earth-sized planet in the habitable zone of its star. Looking ahead, AI could be the key to interstellar travel. Imagine self-repairing spacecraft that diagnose and fix issues mid-journey, or swarm robotics building habitats on Mars before humans even arrive. The challenges are immense: cosmic radiation, communication delays, and unknown hazards, but AI's ability to adapt and learn makes it humanity's best co-pilot for the stars. From Martian deserts to distant galaxies, artificial intelligence isn't just assisting space exploration, it's redefining what's possible. And as we stand on the brink of this new frontier, one thing is clear: the future of space belongs to the partnership between human curiosity and machine intelligence. Now, let's shift our focus from the vastness of space to something much closer to home: the way artificial intelligence is learning to read human emotions. Imagine walking into a store where a digital assistant greets you by name, senses your mood from your tone of voice, and tailors its recommendations accordingly. This isn't science fiction. Emotion-sensing artificial intelligence is already here, and it's transforming industries from customer service to mental health. Take Affectiva, for example. This pioneering technology analyzes subtle facial expressions and vocal patterns to detect emotions like joy, frustration, or stress in real time. Companies use it to gauge customer reactions during focus groups or improve user experiences in call centers. But the applications go far beyond business. In mental health, emotion-sensing artificial intelligence can help therapists monitor patients' emotional states during sessions, offering insights that might otherwise go unnoticed. Of course, this raises important questions about privacy. How much should machines know about our feelings? While the benefits are clear: personalized care, better service, even early detection of mental health struggles, there's a fine line between helpful and intrusive. Some worry about misuse, like employers tracking employee morale or advertisers exploiting emotional vulnerabilities. Yet the potential for good is undeniable. Schools are experimenting with emotion-sensing artificial intelligence to identify students who might be struggling silently. Hospitals use it to detect pain in patients who can't communicate. And as the technology evolves, it could become a bridge for those with social challenges, helping them navigate interactions more smoothly. From retail to healthcare, emotion-sensing artificial intelligence is teaching machines to understand the most human part of us, our emotions. And as we move forward, the challenge won't just be improving the technology, but ensuring it serves us ethically and compassionately. Because in a world where machines can read our feelings, the real breakthrough will be using that power wisely. Now, let's turn our attention to something that powers every aspect of modern life: energy. Artificial intelligence isn't just transforming how we use electricity, it's revolutionizing the entire grid, making it smarter, more efficient, and ready for a renewable future. Picture a world where energy flows seamlessly, adjusting in real time to match demand, reducing waste, and maximizing clean power. That's the promise of artificial intelligence-optimized energy grids. Take AutoGrid, for example. This cutting-edge startup uses artificial intelligence to predict energy consumption patterns down to the minute, allowing utilities to balance supply and demand with unprecedented precision. By analyzing weather data, historical usage, and even local events, the system can anticipate spikes in energy needs, like a heat wave driving up air conditioning use, and adjust power distribution before shortages occur. The result: fewer blackouts, lower costs, and a grid that leans harder on solar and wind instead of fossil fuels. Cities are already putting this technology to the test. In places like Palo Alto and Tokyo, smart grid pilots are using artificial intelligence to integrate rooftop solar panels, electric vehicle charging stations, and even home batteries into a single, responsive network. Imagine your electric car charging overnight when demand is low and prices are cheap, then feeding excess power back into the grid during peak hours, all orchestrated by artificial intelligence without you lifting a finger. But the benefits go beyond convenience. Artificial intelligence-driven grids are key to tackling climate change. By optimizing renewable energy use, they reduce reliance on carbon-heavy backup plants. They can also pinpoint inefficiencies like leaky power lines or outdated transformers, saving billions in wasted energy. And as more homes and businesses generate their own electricity, artificial intelligence will be the glue that holds this decentralized system together. Of course, challenges remain. Cybersecurity is a growing concern as smarter grids become bigger targets for hackers. And not every community has equal access to these upgrades, risking a divide between high-tech and underserved areas. But with startups and governments pushing forward, artificial intelligence-optimized grids are no longer a futuristic dream. They're the foundation of a cleaner, more resilient energy future. From cutting costs to slashing emissions, artificial intelligence is rewriting the rules of how we power our lives. And as this technology spreads, one thing is clear: the energy grid of tomorrow will think for itself and think smarter than ever before. Now, let's shift gears to a realm where artificial intelligence is blurring the lines between human imagination and machine precision creative writing. Imagine a world where novels, screenplays, and even news articles are crafted not just by human hands, but with the help of artificial intelligence. Tools like ChatGPT are already co-authoring stories, generating poetry, and even drafting entire scripts, raising fascinating questions about the future of creativity. Take journalism, for instance. Outlets like The Guardian and Reuters are experimenting with artificial intelligence bots that can churn out financial reports or sports recaps in seconds, freeing up human journalists to tackle deeper investigations. These bots analyze data, identify key trends, and produce coherent articles often indistinguishable from those written by people. It's not about replacing writers, but augmenting their work, handling repetitive tasks so humans can focus on storytelling with nuance and emotion. But the real magic happens in collaboration. Picture a novelist stuck on a plot twist, turning to an artificial intelligence tool for fresh ideas. The system suggests unexpected character arcs or alternate endings, sparking creativity the writer might not have considered alone. Or think of screenwriters using artificial intelligence to generate dialogue options, then refining the best ones to fit their vision. This partnership doesn't erase the human touch, it amplifies it, like a digital muse whispering possibilities. Yet the debate rages on. Can artificial intelligence truly capture the soul of creativity? Critics argue that without lived experience or genuine emotion, machine-generated art lacks depth. But supporters point to projects like Sunspring, a short film with a script entirely written by artificial intelligence, or Ava, the artificial intelligence composer crafting symphonies. The results are sometimes surreal, often surprising proof that artificial intelligence can stumble into uncharted creative territory. The key lies in balance. Artificial intelligence won't replace the human heartbeat behind great stories, but it's becoming an invaluable tool, whether drafting rough outlines, overcoming writer's block, or even helping non-writers express themselves. As this technology evolves, one thing is certain: the future of creative writing isn't human versus machine. It's human plus machine, weaving together the best of both worlds. And with that, we're ready to explore how artificial intelligence is stepping into another critical role: predicting and responding to disasters, saving lives in ways we once thought impossible. Now, let's turn our attention to how artificial intelligence is stepping up as a lifesaver in moments of crisis. When disasters strike, whether wildfires, earthquakes, or floods, every second counts, and artificial intelligence is proving to be a game-changer in response efforts. Picture drones equipped with artificial intelligence soaring over burning forests, mapping fire spread in real time to guide firefighters. These systems analyze wind patterns, terrain, and even predict where flames might leap next, giving crews a critical edge in containment. Take Haiti's devastating earthquake in 2021 as a powerful example. In the chaotic aftermath, artificial intelligence tools sifted through satellite imagery and social media posts to identify the hardest-hit areas, directing rescue teams to where they were needed most. These systems could spot collapsed buildings, blocked roads, and even signs of survivors trapped in rubble, tasks that would take humans days to complete manually. By accelerating response times, artificial intelligence helped save lives when every minute mattered. But it's not just reactive. Artificial intelligence is also getting better at predicting disasters before they happen. Researchers are training models to detect early warning signs of earthquakes by analyzing subtle shifts in ground vibrations or changes in animal behavior. In flood-prone regions, artificial intelligence crunches weather data, river levels, and soil conditions to forecast rising waters days in advance, giving communities time to evacuate or reinforce defenses. The coordination of rescue missions is another area where artificial intelligence shines. During large-scale disasters, communication networks often collapse and responders struggle to share information. Artificial intelligence platforms can now integrate data from drones, ground sensors, and survivor reports to create a unified, real-time map of the crisis. This lets teams prioritize efforts, avoid duplication, and allocate resources where they'll have the greatest impact. Of course, challenges remain. Artificial intelligence models are only as good as the data they're trained on, and biases or gaps can lead to missed warnings or misdirected aid. Yet the potential is undeniable. From predicting the next hurricane to guiding drones through smoke-filled skies, artificial intelligence is becoming an indispensable ally in humanity's fight against disasters. And as we look ahead, artificial intelligence's role in safeguarding our digital world is just as critical, which brings us to its next frontier, cybersecurity. Now, let's dive into the digital trenches where artificial intelligence is locked in an invisible war: cybersecurity. Picture this: every second, hackers launch millions of attacks, from phishing scams to ransomware, targeting everything from your smartphone to power grids. But here's the twist: artificial intelligence isn't just defending us. It's also the weapon attackers are using, creating a high-stakes game of cat and mouse. Take Darktrace, for example. This system mimics the human immune system, learning the normal behavior of a network and spotting anomalies in real time. If a hacker tries to sneak in, Darktrace can shut them down before they steal a single byte. It's like having a digital guard that never sleeps, adapting to new threats faster than any human team could. But the scary part: cybercriminals are using artificial intelligence too. They're training algorithms to craft hyper-personalized phishing emails, bypass facial recognition, and even mimic voices to trick employees into handing over sensitive data. Imagine getting a call from your boss urging you to transfer funds, only it's not them. It's an artificial intelligence clone. This has sparked an arms race. Defensive artificial intelligence evolves to detect attacks, while offensive artificial intelligence invents new ways to evade detection. Governments and corporations are pouring billions into these systems because the cost of losing is unthinkable. A single breach can cripple hospitals, disrupt elections, or leak the secrets of millions. Yet there's hope. Artificial intelligence is also democratizing security. Small businesses can now afford tools that once only Fortune 500 companies had, like automated threat hunting or instant vulnerability patches. And researchers are developing ethical hacker artificial intelligence that proactively hunts bugs in software before criminals exploit them. The battle is far from over, but one thing's clear: artificial intelligence is both the shield and the sword in this new era of digital warfare. And as we'll see next, its impact stretches far beyond code and firewalls, reshaping how we shop, work, and even relax. Now, let's step into the future of shopping, where artificial intelligence is transforming retail into something straight out of science fiction. Imagine walking into a store, grabbing what you need, and simply walking out: no lines, no scanners, no hassle. That's the reality at Amazon Go stores, where cameras and sensors track your selections and charge you automatically the moment you leave. It's not just convenient, it's redefining the entire shopping experience. But artificial intelligence's role in retail goes far beyond cashier-less checkout. Behind the scenes, algorithms are constantly adjusting prices in real time based on demand, inventory, and even the weather. Ever notice how flight prices change by the minute? That same dynamic pricing is now hitting your favorite stores, ensuring they maximize profits while offering deals tailored to the moment. Then there's the rise of artificial intelligence stylists. Apps like Stitch Fix use machine learning to analyze your preferences, body type, and even social media activity to curate outfits you're likely to love. No more scrolling endlessly, just personalized recommendations that feel like they're from a friend who knows your taste better than you do. Of course, this revolution isn't without its challenges. The automation of checkout and inventory management has sparked concerns about job displacement, with some estimates suggesting millions of retail roles could evolve or disappear. But it's not all doom and gloom. New jobs are emerging in artificial intelligence maintenance, data analysis, and customer experience design, though the transition won't be seamless for everyone. What's truly exciting is the hyper-personalization artificial intelligence brings. Imagine walking into a store where the displays change to show products you'd actually want, or receiving discounts tailored to your shopping habits before you even realize you need something. It's retail that anticipates your needs, making every trip faster, smarter, and more satisfying. As artificial intelligence continues to learn from our behaviors, the line between shopping and being catered to will blur even further. And with that, we move to another frontier where artificial intelligence isn't just changing how we buy, it's revolutionizing how we create. Now, let's shift gears to a realm where artificial intelligence isn't just assisting scientists, it's becoming one. Picture this: artificial intelligence systems that can sift through mountains of data, spot hidden patterns, and even propose groundbreaking hypotheses, all without human intervention. This isn't science fiction. It's the cutting edge of artificial intelligence-driven scientific research, where machines are accelerating discoveries at a pace we've never seen before. Take drug development, for example. Traditionally, finding a new medication could take over a decade and cost billions. But with artificial intelligence, researchers can simulate millions of molecular interactions in days, predicting which compounds might work and which will fail before they ever hit the lab. DeepMind's AlphaFold, for instance, cracked one of biology's biggest challenges by predicting protein structures with astonishing accuracy, a breakthrough that could unlock treatments for diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Then there's the world of materials science. In 2020, artificial intelligence discovered a new battery material that could potentially charge electric vehicles in minutes. By analyzing existing research and running countless virtual experiments, the system identified a combination humans might have missed for years. This isn't just about speed, it's about uncovering possibilities we didn't even know to look for. But artificial intelligence's role doesn't stop at simulations. Some systems are now designing entire experiments, optimizing lab conditions, and even interpreting results. Imagine a future where artificial intelligence collaborates with researchers like a tireless, ultra-precise lab partner, freeing scientists to focus on creativity and big-picture thinking. Of course, this raises fascinating questions. Can artificial intelligence truly understand science, or is it just crunching numbers? And how do we ensure these discoveries are safe and ethical? One thing's certain: as artificial intelligence reshapes the scientific method, it's not just changing how we research, it's expanding what we're capable of discovering. And with that, we turn to another arena where artificial intelligence is pushing boundaries, this time, not in the lab but on the field. Now, let's step onto the field where artificial intelligence is revolutionizing sports in ways that go beyond human intuition. Imagine a world where every sprint, swing, or strategic play is analyzed in real time, giving athletes and coaches an edge like never before. Artificial intelligence is already transforming player performance analytics, breaking down movements frame by frame to pinpoint strengths, weaknesses, and even injury risks before they happen. Tools like Hawkeye, used in tennis and soccer, track ball trajectories with millimeter precision, settling disputes and refining strategies with data that leaves no room for doubt. But it doesn't stop there. Referees are getting artificial intelligence assistants that can spot offsides, fouls, or other missed calls in milliseconds, reducing human error in high-stakes matches. Leagues like the NBA and Premier League are testing systems that analyze player positioning and game flow, offering insights that were once impossible to catch in real time. For fans, artificial intelligence is personalizing the experience like never before. Imagine apps that curate highlight reels based on your favorite players or predict game outcomes with eerie accuracy. Broadcasters use artificial intelligence to generate dynamic stats, overlays, and even virtual commentary, making every moment of the game more immersive. And behind the scenes, artificial intelligence is designing training regimens tailored to athletes' unique physiology. By analyzing sleep patterns, nutrition, and recovery data, these systems optimize performance down to the smallest detail. Teams using artificial intelligence-driven tools have reported fewer injuries and faster comebacks, proving that the future of sports isn't just about talent. It's about smart technology elevating human potential. From the pitch to the stands, artificial intelligence isn't just changing the game. It's redefining how we play, watch, and even think about sports. And as we look ahead, this is just the opening act. Now, let's shift our focus to a deeply human challenge: how artificial intelligence is stepping in to support our aging populations. As life expectancy rises and elder care labor shortages grow, technology is becoming a lifeline for seniors and their families. Picture robotic caregivers that assist with daily tasks like medication reminders, meal preparation, or even gentle mobility support. These machines aren't just functional, they're designed with empathy, using natural language processing to hold conversations and adapt to individual preferences over time. But safety is just as critical as companionship. Fall detection sensors, powered by artificial intelligence, monitor movement patterns and alert caregivers the moment an irregularity occurs, sometimes even predicting slips before they happen. Systems like these have already reduced emergency response times by up to 80% in pilot programs, offering peace of mind to families. Then there's the silent epidemic of loneliness. Artificial intelligence companionship bots like the popular LAQ engage seniors with memory games, storytelling, and even virtual travel experiences. Studies show these interactions can reduce feelings of isolation by nearly half, bridging gaps when human visits aren't possible. And let's not forget the bigger picture. With global shortages of elder care workers, artificial intelligence is filling critical gaps, whether it's scheduling nurse visits, managing health records, or providing remote check-ins. In Japan, where over 30% of the population is elderly, robotic care assistants are already a common sight in nursing homes. This isn't about replacing human touch, it's about enhancing it. By combining technology with compassion, artificial intelligence is helping seniors live not just longer, but more independently and joyfully. And as our societies age, these innovations will only become more essential. Now, let's turn up the volume on another fascinating frontier: artificial intelligence in music composition. Imagine a world where algorithms craft symphonies or produce chart-topping hits, blurring the lines between human creativity and machine precision. Tools like Ava, an artificial intelligence composer, are already making waves by generating original scores for films, games, and even classical orchestras. These systems analyze thousands of musical pieces to understand patterns, styles, and emotions, then compose music that can evoke everything from joy to heartbreak. But here's where things get interesting. The rise of artificial intelligence in music sparks a heated debate. Can machines truly replicate the soul of artistry, or are they just sophisticated mimics? Critics argue that music requires human emotion and lived experience, something algorithms can't authentically replicate. Yet supporters point to collaborations where artificial intelligence acts as a creative partner, offering fresh melodies or unexpected harmonies that inspire human artists. Take Holly Herndon, a groundbreaking musician who integrates artificial intelligence into her work, using it to generate vocals and even co-create entire albums. The impact goes beyond experimentation. Artificial intelligence is democratizing music production, enabling aspiring artists with limited resources to access professional-grade composition tools. Imagine a bedroom producer using an artificial intelligence assistant to refine a melody or generate backing tracks. What once required a studio team can now happen with a few clicks. Yet challenges remain. Who owns the rights to artificial intelligence-generated music? Can a machine hold copyright, or does credit belong to the programmer? And as artificial intelligence compositions become indistinguishable from human-made ones, how do we preserve the value of artistic originality? Love it or fear it, artificial intelligence is reshaping the soundscape of our future. Whether as a collaborator, a tool, or even a rival, it's pushing the boundaries of what music can be and challenging us to rethink creativity itself. Now, let's step into a world where language is no longer a barrier thanks to artificial intelligence-powered translation. Picture this: you're traveling in Tokyo, chatting effortlessly with a local shopkeeper. Your words instantly converted into fluent Japanese, complete with the natural rhythm and accent of a native speaker. This isn't science fiction. Devices like Pocket Talk are already making it reality, offering real-time translation across dozens of languages with startling accuracy. What sets these tools apart is their ability to preserve the nuances of human speech. Early translation apps often delivered robotic, stilted phrases. But today's artificial intelligence analyzes context, slang, and even cultural subtleties, producing translations that feel organic. Imagine a doctor in Nairobi using an artificial intelligence interpreter to discuss treatment options with a patient who speaks only Swahili, or a Ukrainian refugee in Germany navigating bureaucracy with the help of a pocket-sized translator. The impact on healthcare, education, and global connectivity is profound. The next frontier, universal communication. Researchers are working on artificial intelligence that could one day translate languages we haven't even formally documented, like rare dialects or indigenous tongues. Some projects even aim to decode non-verbal cues. Think of an artificial intelligence system that translates sign language into spoken word in real time, bridging gaps for the deaf and hard-of-hearing community. Of course, challenges linger. How do we ensure translations remain unbiased, especially in sensitive contexts like legal settings? Can artificial intelligence ever fully capture the poetry of a language, the weight of idioms, or the warmth of a grandmother's proverb? Yet as these tools evolve, they're inching us closer to a world where misunderstandings fade and humanity's conversations flow as freely as the ideas behind them. With this, we've explored all 25 groundbreaking artificial intelligence innovations reshaping our future. But before we wrap up, let's pause to reflect on the bigger picture, the ethical dilemmas and transformative possibilities these technologies bring. That's where we're headed next. Now, let's take a step back and consider the bigger questions swirling around these artificial intelligence breakthroughs. While the potential is staggering, these innovations don't come without their share of ethical dilemmas, challenges that could shape whether artificial intelligence becomes a force for unity or division. One of the most pressing concerns is job displacement. As artificial intelligence automates tasks from truck driving to legal research, millions could find their roles obsolete. But here's the twist. History shows technology often creates new jobs even as it phases out old ones. The real challenge, ensuring workers aren't left behind, that retraining programs and education systems evolve as fast as the tech itself. Then there's the issue of bias. Artificial intelligence learns from data, and if that data reflects human prejudices, the results can be discriminatory. Imagine loan approval algorithms favoring one demographic over another, or facial recognition systems struggling to identify darker skin tones. These aren't hypotheticals, they're real-world flaws demanding transparency and diverse data sets to fix. Privacy is another battleground. Hyper-personalized assistance and emotion-sensing artificial intelligence require vast amounts of personal data. Who controls it? Could insurers or employers misuse health insights gleaned from your smartwatch? Striking a balance between convenience and surveillance will define the next decade of digital rights. And perhaps the most profound question of all, how much autonomy should we grant artificial intelligence? From self-driving cars making split-second life or death decisions to military drones choosing targets, the line between tool and decision maker blurs. This sparks global policy debates like the European Union's Artificial Intelligence Act, which aims to classify risks and ban certain uses outright. These dilemmas aren't roadblocks, they're signposts guiding us toward responsible innovation, because the future of artificial intelligence isn't just about what it can do, but how we choose to wield it. And that conversation is just beginning. With these challenges in mind, let's peer even further ahead into the long-term scenarios where artificial intelligence could reshape civilization itself. Looking beyond the immediate ethical challenges, let's imagine the world artificial intelligence could shape by the year 2050. Picture two starkly different futures, one where artificial intelligence elevates humanity to unprecedented heights, and another where it tightens its grip on our freedoms. In the utopian vision, thinkers like Ray Kurzweil envision a post-scarcity society. Artificial intelligence and automation could handle nearly all labor, freeing humans to pursue creativity, exploration, or simply leisure. Imagine personalized education tailored by artificial intelligence tutors, ultra-efficient renewable energy grids eliminating poverty, and medical breakthroughs extending healthy lifespans beyond a century. This isn't just convenience, it's a fundamental redefinition of what it means to live a fulfilling life. But not all forecasts are so optimistic. Elon Musk and others warn of a darker path, where unchecked artificial intelligence leads to pervasive surveillance states. Picture facial recognition tracking every movement, social credit systems dictating opportunities, and autonomous weapons destabilizing global security. The very tools designed to streamline society could instead erode privacy, autonomy, and even democracy itself. The reality will likely land somewhere in between. Artificial intelligence is a mirror. It amplifies both our highest aspirations and our deepest flaws. The difference between these futures hinges on choices we're making right now. Regulations we enact, values we encode into algorithms, and the balance we strike between innovation and accountability. One thing is certain, the artificial intelligence revolution won't wait for us to catch up. Whether it becomes humanity's greatest ally or its most formidable challenge depends on how wisely we steer its course today. And with that in mind, let's turn to practical steps each of us can take to prepare for this unfolding future. Now that we've explored the possible futures shaped by artificial intelligence, let's focus on what we can do today to navigate this evolving landscape. The first step is upskilling. Staying ahead means embracing lifelong learning. Platforms like Coursera and Udacity offer courses on artificial intelligence basics, while free resources like OpenAI's tutorials provide hands-on experience with cutting-edge tools. Whether you're a student, professional, or simply curious, understanding the fundamentals demystifies the technology and opens doors to new opportunities. Next, advocate for ethical artificial intelligence. Support policies that prioritize transparency, fairness, and accountability in algorithmic decision-making. Engage in discussions, attend community forums, or even petition local representatives to ensure artificial intelligence serves the public good. Small actions like choosing ethically developed apps or supporting companies with responsible artificial intelligence practices collectively drive meaningful change. Finally, start leveraging artificial intelligence tools in your daily life. Experiment with platforms like ChatGPT for productivity, or explore artificial intelligence-powered design tools like Canva for creative projects. Even simple integrations like smart email filters or budgeting apps can streamline routines and free up time for what matters most. The key is to approach artificial intelligence with both curiosity and caution. By learning, advocating, and experimenting, we shape a future where technology amplifies human potential rather than controls it. The power to steer this revolution starts with each of us. As we wrap up this journey through 25 groundbreaking artificial intelligence innovations, one thing is clear: the future is already here, and it's reshaping humanity in ways we're only beginning to grasp. From general-purpose robots revolutionizing daily chores to brain-computer interfaces blurring the line between mind and machine, each breakthrough holds the power to transform industries, redefine creativity, and even alter what it means to be human. Yet, with great potential comes great responsibility. While these advancements promise solutions to global challenges like climate modeling, personalized medicine, and sustainable agriculture, they also demand careful navigation. Ethical dilemmas from job displacement to data privacy remind us that progress must be guided by wisdom as much as innovation. So where does that leave us? Optimistic but vigilant, excited but prepared. The path forward isn't about fearing artificial intelligence or blindly embracing it. It's about shaping a future where technology elevates humanity without compromising our values. Now, we'd love to hear from you. Which of these 25 artificial intelligence innovations excites you the most, or perhaps one keeps you up at night? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's keep this conversation going. And if you found this exploration as eye-opening as we did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a glimpse into the future. Thanks for joining us, and remember, the next chapter of artificial intelligence isn't just being written, it's being co-authored by all of us.